Okay, first thing I'm going to point out to you is that the boys have put 2 doe kids on the stand. One of these stands is a crank-up stand that came from Sullivan Supply. There are several varieties out there and several supply companies. One comes to mind, Ketchum, Sullivan's. There are several suppliers out there that you can get online and look for. We feel like those are handy because you can put a bigger goat on it and crank it up. There's also a stand that breaks down that we can travel with to shows. It folds up, but it does not crank up. So if you have smaller goats, it's handy, but if you have a big goat, you have to pick it up to put it on the stand, so that might not suit your purposes. But we wanted to show you both type of stands. So the first thing the boys are going to do is clean an ear and prep it for tattooing. Now you might ask, why are we cleaning the ear to tattoo it? Well, we've been in the business for about 25 years. I can tell you, if you don't clean the oil, the natural oil off of the goat's ear, you're not going to get a good tattoo because they're oily. So you take a paper towel, put some alcohol on the paper towel, and wipe off the inside of the goat's ear. We're going to have to do both because this is an ABGA project. So one ear will have the herd number and one ear will have the herd prefix. So you want to clean off that ear with some alcohol really well before you start to tattoo. Double check and make sure your numbers are right.
2148, we're doing that one first.
So her tag number is 2148 on our ranch. So he's got 2148. It looks like it's backwards, but when you turn it around to tattoo it on the ear, that's how it's going to go. So her number is going to go in this ear. Herd prefix will go in the other ear. You're going to put some tattoo ink down first. Now this is how we tattoo. You might talk to somebody else that does it differently. For us, over the years, this has proven to be the best way to tattoo, to get a readable tattoo. You line that up over the ink. It's not something that they really like.
I'll do the paste first.
We use a toothbrush and a little bit of the paste tattoo ink on top of that toothbrush. That's plenty. Put a little paste on the toothbrush. And you could kind of scrub that in a little bit. And this is baking soda. And you press that baking soda in just a little bit into those holes and they'll raise up a little bit like Braille. So you'll have a readable tattoo.
All that will come off later.
And the tattoo stuff washes off. So we don't use gloves. You don't have to. You can if you want to. And then in the other ear, you would do a herd prefix. I'm going to show you how we have our, this is several sets of tattoo numbers because you might have a goat that's tag number is 100. So you need a 1 and 2 zeros. So you're going to have to buy 2 sets of numbers. Like I said, this is 4 sets. So we built this little contraption to keep our numbers separate. After each season, we put them in the sink, scrub them up real good, clean all the ink off of them, and put them back in this little box to keep them separate. Within about a week, that's going to be, you'll be able to read that. Like I said, the baking soda makes that raise up like Braille. So even if you don't see the green, you'll be able to see the little bumps that'll come up. Some goats have a really dark pigmented ear. It's almost black. So that's why we use baking soda to make the little bumps raise up. So it almost looks like Braille on their ear. The goats are not a fan of that. If you notice there's a little blood on the back side of this ear, that's okay. Sometimes it feels like you've gone through the ear, but that's all right. You need that ink to go all the way into the pigment of that ear to get a good tattoo so you can read it. Now, the ABGA requires a tattoo on their goats to be registered. We don't have a lot of registered goats anymore. This is a weather doe, but if she loses her tag, I need to have a tattoo on her ear so I can identify what goat this is. If she's out in the pasture and loses the tag, it breaks or rips out of her ear. If she has a tattoo, I can still tell what goat that is. So we continue to tattoo all of our goats, even though they have a tag on the outside for easy identification. Now this ink, it's readily available in catalogs or most farm stock. This happens to be Ketchum. There's other varieties. We roll on this one first, put the tattoo, then put this on a toothbrush, rub it in pretty good, and then put some baking soda on top and press it in with your fingers. It's a pretty easy process. Clean the ear first.